What's up, y'all? It's your boy Evan, and I am at Town Square, South Strip, Las Vegas, and I'm celebrating my birthday, and I figured I'd try something new. I haven't done a review in a while, so I'm gonna check out Capriotti Sandwich Shop. Now, they're a local shop here in Las Vegas. There's a chain of them. A little bit of history real quick is basically they started out in Delaware in the 70s, and then in the 90s they started franchising. Las Vegas actually got the first franchise of the Capriotti sandwich shops, and basically after a few years, a couple of people from Las Vegas loved the sandwiches so much they ended up buying them. So yeah, let's check it out. So they're most famous for the Bobby, which is basically a Thanksgiving dinner. I'm actually gonna try the Impossible Philly cheesesteak. All right, so I just picked up my Capriottis, so I'm gonna go look for a place to sit down. It did take a little bit longer to actually get my order. I'm assuming because it was a hot sandwich and not just kind of something quick. But yeah, looks like I found a place. Let's sit down and let's taste this. It's gonna be the first segment called Vegas Like a Local, where I highlight either Las Vegas owned or Las Vegas based businesses. So restaurants, bars, it's gotta support local business. I know Las Vegas, there is a lot of chains, but yeah, there are some local businesses here as well, and I think they should be highlighted. Plus, gives you something different to do, something new. Try something new. Got the 10-inch right there, the medium. All right, the most important part, the taste. The Impossible cheesesteak from Capriotti's. First bite. Okay, nice. It has the texture of an actual cheesesteak, like a normal cheesesteak. Now they do have the Wagyu cheesesteak, which I decided not to get. Ooh, I added some hot and sweet peppers, so it has a nice little heat to it. Cheese is nice and melty. It's a really savory flavor. I really like this. One thing I really like about the cheese, it's just a really good cheesy flavor. It's nice and melted. It's not Cheese Whiz, but it's really, really good. I will say that if you have the Impossible meat on its own, not too much flavor, a little bit pepper and spices. Overall, whenever you combine all the flavors together, I would recommend, if you're gonna get this, get it with the hot and sweet peppers, because that definitely brings everything all nice and together. So Capriotti's was actually voted the best sandwich because of the Bobby several years ago. Best sandwich in America. I can definitely see why. You gotta take another bite of this. Nice peppery, get a little peppery right in the back. It's probably the hot pepper. I wouldn't realize that this was not meat unless I ordered it. I'd love to actually taste what the Wagyu tastes like. All right, so I'm gonna finish eating this, and I'll come back with some final thoughts here in just a few minutes. Damn good sandwich. All right, so I just finished up my Capriotti's, and I have to say it was really, really good. The texture, the flavor, you wouldn't know that it was not meat. Mixed with that cheese, it's not vegan, so don't think that, but they do offer vegetarian sandwiches, not a lot of vegan sandwiches. So a couple things to keep in mind is that, especially right now because of the pandemic, I know this location is kind of small, so there wasn't a lot of seating anyway, even on a normal day, but they did not have, the dining room was not open, so I had to find a place to sit down and eat, just as you saw a few moments ago. A lot of the other Capriotti's are also doing the same sort of thing, no dine-in, so a lot of it is curbside, carry out, all of that stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind as I'm sitting outside right now and it's 108 degrees while I'm enjoying my sandwich. You can also order Capriotti's through things like Uber Eats, Grubhub, those type of things, but yeah, sitting down inside the restaurant possibly may not happen. As always, check out their website to find out exactly what safety measures they're taking, because there are definitely new safety measures as well. So as I mentioned a little bit ago, the sandwich did take a little bit longer. So if you are in a rush, you might want to call ahead, order online. And online you can see all their menu items as well. But I will say that Capriotti's is a little pricier. It's not going to be as inexpensive as Subway. You're paying for a much better quality sandwich, but you're also paying like twice, 3 times the amount depending on what you get. My sandwich, chips, and drink ended up costing me about $20 after I tipped and everything. So was it worth it? For my first time, yeah, I really liked it. Is it something I'm going to be eating every day? Probably not. Now they do have a rewards type card that you can get discounts and rewards, stuff like that. So that would make me eat here more often. I definitely want to try the Bobby as well as the Wagyu cheesesteak, because the Impossible cheesesteak was pretty darn good. Another just minor thing was the fact that the bread was toasted, but it didn't have like a really big crunch through most of it, which, and I know it's a little nitpicky, but I would have liked that. I do like a toasted roll. And they do offer hot and cold sandwiches. I'm not a fan of cold sandwiches, so I will be getting the hot ones whenever I come back. So yes, I will be coming back. So I know Capriotti's didn't start out as a Las Vegas business, but they did end up getting purchased, and the majority of them are here in the Las Vegas Valley. Now you can find them in 16 other states. Most states, you're only gonna have one of them though. I know, being from Texas, I had never even heard of this place. Apparently there is one in El Paso, so if you're in El Paso, check it out. And if you are in another state that has a franchise, I highly recommend Capriotti's. It was really, really good. A bit on the pricier side, but for what you get, it is definitely worth it. So that's gonna do it for my review of Capriotti's. So if you like this review, thought it was helpful, like and subscribe down below. As always, stay safe, wear your mask. I'll see you next time on Mr. E's in Las Vegas. This is Capriotti Sandwich Shop, and you just did Vegas like a local. See you next time.